It's cold today, the weather's rubbish, so I'm gonna go jump in an ice bath.
Hello sir.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Alright, I'm here at Fluid Health. This is Jimmy, he owns the joint. I'm gonna jump in the ice bath. Move around, maybe go hot, cold, hot, cold.
We're going to be controlling any inflammation. We're going to be moving some metabolic waste in and out of the cells. So that's the idea between for the contrast. So you'll generally spend what you can handle in the ice bath, so 3 or 4 minutes, and then 3 or 4 minutes in the hot bath, and then maybe do 2 or 3 cycles of that.
The settings we've got on today are 27, 28 degrees for the hot tub and 12 degrees for the cool tub. The general science regarding ice after endurance sports is varied and mixed, and there's always a difference of opinion. I think the best thing to do is try it out for yourself and see whether or not it feels better after. There are a lot of ideas on icing before training, which I'm still experimenting with. You can give that a crack and see how you feel, but I certainly find that ice after training has a really good recovery aspect to it. The last bit of research that I saw suggested that ice directly after training will reduce hypertrophy yet grow mitochondria, and I guess if you're an endurance athlete that's pretty good, but if you're trying to bulk up and look massive, then that's not going to fly for you. So try it out for yourself, see how you go. I think that research was put out maybe by Andy Galpin, G-A-L-P-I-N, I'll put it in the link below. But in general, if you were to, say you go out for a hard run, hard training session, whatever it may be, you give it 3 or 4 hours before an ice bath, and I think you're going to be pretty safe. The inflammation process that happens directly after training is obviously quite useful. Your body does that naturally, but the thing is, you probably don't want that inflammation to hang around for a long period of time. So let inflammation do its thing after your run, and then 3 or 4 hours later, give the ice bath a crack. So if you've never used an ice bath before, you never jumped in the cold water, or you think you don't want to because it's too fucking cold, you can't physically do it, you want to jump out again, there are a few things you can do. You can certainly start with a cold shower. The cold shower still has its benefits. It might get down to, I don't know, 12 or 13 degrees, maybe a bit more in summer. But I found that actually has benefits as well, particularly for mindfulness and reaction. I found that after, I think it was last summer, I did a whole series of cold showers, and I found that my reaction to certain things actually reduced. It's good for mindfulness, it's good for just being comfortable with the uncomfortable, which if you're an endurance athlete, you need to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. So certainly try with a couple of cold showers. I mean, you could do 10 seconds cold, 60 seconds warm, 10 seconds cold, 60 seconds warm, and gradually increase the actual cold exposure. You will find after a while, once you get to sort of 30 seconds, 40 seconds in the cold, then you can probably do 5 minutes. It's that initial shock that gets everybody. So if you want to try and jump in to a cold shower, what you can do is take a few deep breaths beforehand. So if you think about when you actually jump into cold water, you start breathing heavily, you go do that before you jump in, before you get cold, and you find that it's a lot easier to actually handle that initial shock of the cold water. So give that a try in the shower, a couple of deep breaths before jumping in, and then see how long you can handle that cold water. There's nothing wrong with turning it back onto hot and then turning it back to cold. That certainly, it worked for me, it'll work for you, I promise you. And then you can work up, get out to 7-Eleven, get a couple of bags of ice, throw it in the bath with some cold water, see how long you can handle. The benefits, as Jimmy mentioned, of recovery are immense. and you guys are all doing the hard work, you may as well get the recovery out of it as well. About 50 cents. So all of this is available to you. You don't have to be a pro athlete, you don't have to be worth $1 million. There's some awesome stuff here. You've got ice baths, you've got Normatec, you've got recovery boots, you've got the sauna, you've got gym equipment, you've got the treadmill, you got Jimmy, and you've got some awesome treatment here. So give it a crack. What is it? fluidhealth.com.au. Yep. Have a look and come down here after a hard training session. It's awesome. After a race, it's even better. Anytime you're feeling beaten up, it's well worth coming down here and get some advice. You don't even need to know which one you're going to use. Just come in, chat to the guys here and explain your situation, tell them what's hurting, what's not working properly, what you want to fix, what you want to improve, and they'll certainly be able to help you out and get you moving well again. Brr, I'm still cold, but that was totally worth it. I always feel awesome after an ice bath, and I think it's super beneficial for anyone who's training, because as you all know, don't you, that you don't actually make any gains when you're training. You make the gains when you're recovering. So recovery game has to be strong, and if you roll down to Fluid Health in Port Melbourne, they will make sure that your recovery game is strong. Alright, have fun guys, I'll see you tomorrow.